Hello, class. My name is Rodney Scott King Jr. My topic of discussion today is police corruption. Um, I come from a long line of law enforcement officers in my family, so naturally, growing up, I've always wanted to be a police officer. In pursuing my career as a police officer, I've been learning the many aspects of the job, the good and the bad. No matter who I talk to, police officers, civilians, firefighters, anyone I talk to about being a police officer, uh, the topic comes up of the temptations of the job. Um, Before we begin, we first must understand what police corruption is. Um, the most common forms of police corruption is bribery, extortion, physical or deadly force, physical or verbal harassment, any selective form of law for personal benefit or gain to the individual officer or officers is the most common form of police corruption and discriminatory arrests. Um, Now, as big as a problem police misconduct is, it's an even bigger problem for a solution. Police misconduct, has to do with the ethical beliefs and morals and values of an individual police officer, and to change an individual or a group of people is almost impossible to do. So I believe that it should start in the police department. I think a new position should be incorporated into the police department. One of extensive uh, psychological training, harsh mental training to really get to know a person and how they handle situations. Once 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 you've gotten the job of this new position, um, the description of the job would be to do ride-alongs with the police officers and evaluate them on a daily basis, to see how they're performing and how they're doing their jobs, and are they doing it right? Are they doing it with ethical manners? Just evaluations is what this job would be. Now the new job incorporated will have nothing to do with the hiring or firing of police officers. It's just observing. So whatever report the police puts down, he only turns it into one person, either the captain or the lieutenant, and they evaluate the form that's been filled out on the police officer, and if they feel that corrective action should be taken, then they take it. Now, this would cause a lot of controversy within the police department. So once you're evaluated by one officer, the next week or 2 weeks later, you'll be evaluated by another. So it's never the same officer, reporting you for anything. Now if you're reported for the same thing by 3, 4 different officers of this position, I'm pretty sure actions will be taken against you. Now, I also think that in the police department they should incorporate scheduled crime scenes. This would be setting up crime scenes for individual officers. The officers will know that crime scenes are being scheduled, that they exist, but they won't know the time or day that it'll happen to them. So what they'll do is set up a crime scene for an individual police officer, call him while he's on patrol. He reports to the police officer. He'll report to the crime scene. Upon entering the crime scene, he'll also be evaluated for how he approaches the situation, for how he handles it. Maybe part of the crime scene will involve some type of temptation or bribery, and to see how he handles it as a police officer. Now, upon being a police officer, knowing that somebody's always watching you, riding along with you, and their scheduled crime scenes, you really have no room for error. Which in this type of job, you shouldn't have room for error anyways. It's life or death as it is. But for police corruption and for the community to feel safer knowing that police are always being watched, I think it'd bring down police corruption tremendously. for my recommendations is for the community to get more involved. I think individuals in the community should learn their individual rights as citizens. A lot of people get violated every day by police officers and not even know that, what's right or wrong. Are they allowed to do this? Are they allowed to do that? And have to go to court just to find out. I think the community should learn more about their rights and wrongs. Also, giving a police officer a beverage or free food just out of appreciation is really where police corruption starts, and it's been proven. I'm not saying don't appreciate your local police officers, by all means do, but be more aware and report it. If you ever witness any type of corruption or what you believe to be corruption, report it, because police corruption has increased due to the fact that it's never reported. Officers get all the way up to the highest rank they can possibly be in a police department before anybody realizes what they've been doing is wrong. So my recommendation is for the community to get more involved against police corruption, and support your local law enforcement. Thank you.